This is the Fantasy Football 411 podcast. The best place to get the latest 411 on your fantasy football team. Here are your hosts, Alex and Amanda.
This is the Fantasy Football 411 podcast. I am your host, Alex.
And I am Amanda.
And in this episode, we are going to bring you a 10-team PPR mock draft for one of our leagues. We're going to have it formatted for that league. We'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. But first, before we get into that, we are going to give you
the latest 411.
Exactly. So here it is, the latest 411.
You put me on the spot.
You can do the honors. So the biggest news that came out today that shocked me, I mean, obviously within the past few days, there's been a bunch. I'm sure you guys have heard by now. We'll try to get into that as much as possible, but we didn't want to take up a lot of this episode with the news. We just wanted to give you the latest 411 quick. Biggest one that stuck out to me was Travis Etienne's season is done. He's the rookie running back signed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Very sad. I couldn't wait. I had this ET phone home bit stuck in my head. I couldn't wait to play for him this year. It was going to be like my original thing. Other podcasts were going to steal it, and it was going to be funny, but it didn't happen. But yeah, so ET is now actually phoning home. Very sad.
Patriots beat believes that Mac Jones has won the QB job, so Cam Newton might not play.
Oh yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah, Mac who?
Mac Jones?
Mac who?
I can't do it like you. I can't.
So then, I mean, back on the Travis Etienne, just to give you some more information on that, he did suffer a mid-foot sprain. That is Liz Frank. So it is obviously season ending, if you know anything about that. But another one that stuck out to me was DeAndre Swift is dealing with a groin injury, which I was kind of surprised about. I mean, he was a big asset to me last season, and now they did pick up Jamal Williams from the Green Bay Packers this year. Oh, he was originally with the Green Bay Packers, then became a free agent, and then they signed him. So now they have him, and that could be a factor. You know, if DeAndre Swift doesn't play, then you might have Jamal Williams.
Quez Watkins working as the Eagles starting slot wide receiver.
Oh yeah, that's pretty big. He had a huge run. Wasn't it like a return or something? Mm-hmm. Like a punt return? Yeah, so he could be something. I mean, he could be like, maybe he's going to live up to the hype that Waddle was supposed to be, because now I'm hearing some negative things about Waddle, so maybe it's going to be Quez Watkins on the Eagles now. The next one that stuck out to me, I think this will be like the last one I mentioned, because the other ones were earlier on this week, so I don't know if they're going to matter much now. You probably already know about them. But Sony Michel was traded from the Patriots to the Rams. I believe it was a 5th and a 6th, and it could potentially be a 4th if things go the right way. Either way, Sony Michel is on the Rams now. Don't know how I feel about that. I wasn't really pumped for him in New England anyways, and now he's there with Darrell Henderson. I mean, I'm not really that excited about that backfield at all. I mean, it's really just the wide receivers and Matt Stafford there. I don't know. What do you think of that?
No thoughts.
No, not excited.
No.
I mean, he was kind of injury prone in New England anyways, so I'm not really that pumped about that.
And that's the latest 411.
And if we missed anything, check us out on Twitter. I'm going to get better at posting on there. I think I just made the first post, which was a picture or video or something. But it's at FanFootball411. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that right here. Otherwise, go to YouTube, subscribe, follow us wherever you find us. Now we're going to get into it, a 10-team PPR mock draft. So the format for this draft is going to be a 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end flex. So it could be a wide receiver, running back, tight end, a kicker, and a defense, and then 6 bench spots. And it's a PPR mock draft. Keep that in mind. So the pass catchers are going to be the most targeted. In this draft, I am pick 8, and you are?
I'm pick 7.
So she's right before me. In both of our drafts that we're doing, they're same weekend, next weekend.
He follows right behind. As he should.
No comment.
All right. So the draft has started.
And Amanda's on the clock. Before Amanda, the first pick in the draft was Dalvin Cook, and then Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb. So all running backs.
Like, I was really hoping for Nick Chubb. So, Elliott.
I mean, for running backs, we were only left with like Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris. Now, I do want Najee. I just don't know if I want to pick him with my first pick. Because now you do have all these running backs off the board. Like I said, Cook, McCaffrey, Henry, Kamara, Barkley, Chubb, and now Elliott. It's kind of slim pickings. So I'm tempted to go with a wide receiver here to pick like a Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. But the thing is this is a wide receiver deep draft this year. So I can pick, a DK Metcalf with my third pick sometimes. So I might get lucky and get some value there. So I'm going to have to go with a running back here with my first pick. Just because the team's touchdown potential and just win potential, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones at pick 8.
So Jonathan Taylor went at pick 9, and Tyreek Hill ended that first round.
And then following Tyreek Hill to open up the second round went Devontae Adams, Austin Eckler. And I am back on the clock. This is where I could go Najee Harris or go into the wide receiver space. I think I'm going to go with my gut here and go Najee. That way I at least have at least one top running back. If Aaron Jones doesn't pan out, which he should. I mean, he's a running back 1. At least I have Najee, who's a little risky, but he is the Steelers' number 1, and he did look good so far in the preseason.
So the next up running back would be Joe Mixon.
He's so injury prone.
I mean, Gibson. I think I'm going to shoot over to the wide receivers and get Diggs. Right after me went Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, Joe Mixon, Calvin Ridley, George Kittle, and Travis Kelce.
To open up the third round went A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson. I feel like he fell pretty far. He usually doesn't fall that far in mocks, but Antonio Gibson was after him, DK Metcalf, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Darren Waller went right before Amanda's next pick.
I would have snagged him if he was still there.
I mean, I feel like third round tight ends is the trend this year. Seeing that in a lot of mocks.
I'll go Dobbins now, just because I think there's more wide receivers that I can get when it comes back around.
So J.K. Dobbins off the board. That leaves me with, if I was to go running back, which I'm not because, I did running back in the first 2 rounds. DeAndre Swift is there. He's dealing with his groin injury. Not psyched about that at all. Josh Jacobs is there. He has Kenyon Drake to deal with there. I don't know how that's going to pan out. Not that excited about it. Miles Sanders is right after him. And Chris Carson's right after him. I feel like these guys will, like Chris Carson, David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt might be there on the next time around if I need a running back. So instead of going there, like I said, I'm going to go wide receiver this time. My options are Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, Mike Evans are the top 4. It's kind of tough because you got to figure this is going to be my wide receiver 1, like who I'm really banking on. Keenan Allen has the most potential, I feel, out of all of them. If Fitzpatrick can dish the ball correctly, I'm thinking Terry McLaurin there. It's kind of tough. They're neck and neck for me. But I feel like, is it Heineke is the backup in Washington? I forget. I don't remember. But either way, whoever the backup is in Washington, I believe that they are pretty good. So I'm not that worried if Fitzpatrick doesn't dish it out too well to Terry McLaurin. I'm going to bank on it. I'm going Terry with my third pick.
Josh Jacobs went right after, and then DeAndre Swift ended that round.
And to open up the fourth round was Josh Allen, Chris Carson. Josh Allen being the second quarterback off the board. Now the pick comes back to me. And the question is, what do I do? Because I don't even know. I mean, Keenan Allen is there still. So it's almost like a given that I should be picking him up right here. Allen Robinson's right behind him. I believe I saw something somewhere that Allen Robinson has finished in the top 12 the past few years. And it's been kind of surprising based on like his quarterback situation. So that kind of makes me confident with him there, especially like, yeah, they might be starting Andy Dalton, but I'm pretty sure after seeing Justin Fields' success throwing the ball in the preseason, I believe he's going to be in there before you know it. And even Andy Dalton isn't horrible. So I think I'm making a good case to pick up Allen Robinson there. So if I go wide receiver, it's going to be him. Otherwise, if I do go QB, it's going to be Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. It's definitely a tough pick. I usually go value throughout the draft, but I am going to go Allen Robinson with my fourth pick.
I kind of wanted him, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Did I just talk you into it with all that talking?
No. All right, I'm going to jump and get a tight end with Mr. Pitts.
And that's Kyle Pitts.
Mr. Pitts.
I don't think everybody knows him as Mr. Pitts.
Oh, well, they will now. So Mike Evans went right after me. Keenan Allen, Miles Sanders, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Julio Jones.
To open up the fifth round was Russell Wilson, Chris Godwin, David Montgomery, Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Jamar Chase.
A lot of good ones there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of shocked already in this mock to see how many QBs are going this early. It's kind of messing up my strategy a little bit, but...
So I have CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp, and Robert Woods for wide receivers, which is probably what I'm going to go for now. I'm debating because I just love Robert Woods, but I also do like CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to go for a CeeDee Lamb here.
And that means Bobby Trees fell to me. And looking at values as of right now, he's looking like the best value, I believe. It's kind of tough. Like, it was easy with Goff to say that Goff was going to dish Robert Woods the ball because that's what we saw. I mean, Cooper Kupp got injured. Obviously, Cooper Kupp and Jared Goff had that chemistry everybody knew about. But Cooper Kupp was always getting injured. Who knows what Matt Stafford is going to do? I mean, he might be a Cooper Kupp favorite. You know, I'm banking on the fact that Robert Woods is going to be the dominant wide receiver still there because that's all we've seen. And I feel like McVay he's not going to change it up too dramatically. But
I would have, sorry, not to cut you off, but I probably, because in the real draft, I do like to look at the buys. And now I see that CeeDee Lamb and Stephon Diggs have the same buy. So I probably would have jumped and got Woods there.
Correction. What? CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Diggs, and Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. I saw that. So not the wisest choice for me there, but
it's actually not bad though. I mean, in your defense, I feel like if you're gonna stack any Cowboys, it would be CeeDee Lamb and Ezekiel Elliott because at least then you got two of the most high potential players on your team for that team.
I haven't done a lot of mock drafts in this seventh pick, so I'm still
yeah, it's showing. So for value here in the fifth round, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers are on the board for QB. Running back, really, I mean, Darrell Henderson is there, Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin, James Robinson is there, Jamal Williams is there. Or no, that's Javonte Williams is there. Jamal Williams is there, but he's way down. So James Robinson and Javonte Williams are tempting for running back, but not here. They're down the board a little bit. I believe I'm going to get better value with a wide receiver here because you have Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett. I mean, just that right there makes me excited to pick up a wide receiver, and I am going Bobby Trees, Robert Woods.
Darrell Henderson went next at pick 9 for the fifth round, and then Adam Thielen ended out round 5.
To start off round 6, Mark Andrews is off the board, then Cooper Kupp, which makes me realize I do not have a tight end on my team right now. One thing I'm excited for, though, is TJ Hawkinson this season. Dan Campbell was a tight end in the NFL himself. So it makes me think that he's going to be tight end heavy. I mean, obviously other players are going to get fed on the Lions, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be pretty adamant on getting TJ Hawkinson the ball, especially with the talent he has. And he'll do it more than Matt Patricia did because I feel like he didn't do a great job with Hawkinson. That being said, TJ Hawkinson has a red flag on him. Spotted wearing a non-contact jersey, but I haven't heard anything dramatic about him. So I'm going to pick him up. I feel like tight end's one of those positions that you can grab somebody in the mid rounds or the late rounds, and you're going to find value at that position later on in the season anyways, potentially when somebody else goes down or, somebody just stands out that didn't get drafted. So TJ Hawkinson is my pick in the 6th round.
I think I will go and grab my QB now with Justin Too Cool for School Herbert.
Where's this too cool for school coming from?
When he has his like longer hair and it's all like slicked back, it looks like he's just like too cool.
He does look like a completely different person now with short hair. I will admit that.
He needs to grow it back. Justin, I'm going to need you to grow your hair back. James Robinson went next. Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett, and Brandon Ayuk. Ended that round. That's the 6th round.
And that was the end of the 6th. To start off the 7th was Mike Davis, who is the running back 1 for the Falcons. So that's a good pick there. Raheem Mostert, Javonte Williams, Dak Prescott, T. Higgins, Kenny Galladay, and Amanda's back on the clock.
Well, I feel like I need to go running back here. Chase Edmonds, Melvin Gordon, Fournette. I just don't.
Oh, Leonard is there.
Yeah.
You can go with Leonard.
I don't.
Or Sermon.
Yeah, I don't want them. I just feel like the next is when I would want that wide receiver section. So,
I mean, even here, not that you need a wide receiver, but in general, wide receivers, even this far into the draft, we're in round 7. And like Beckham, Devontae Smith.
That's what I'm saying.
Juju, Claypool, like they're all there.
I don't know really much about Chase Edmonds.
And he's competing with James Conner there. And I think out of the two, Chase Edmonds is probably more talented.
I mean, do I jump and go for a rookie?
I mean, what rookie?
Sermon or Carter?
Are you asking my opinion or are you just...
Are you going to give me your true thoughts or are you going to steer me in the wrong direction?
I mean, since this is a mock draft, I'm going to give you my true thoughts, which is I would go with value here, and value would be wide receiver.
I know, but I'm saying I have another pick in like 2 seconds. So then like I can go and get one of these.
Yeah, but you go wide receiver here. You got Beckham on top. You also have Devontae Smith, Juju on top. They might not be there at your next pick. But I guarantee you, Sermon and Carter will be, you know.
Well, why is Beckham questionable?
Because it's Beckham. Maybe still you got Devontae Smith there, Heisman winner.
Okay, I'll go Devontae Smith. And don't judge me for it.
Can't believe you just did that. So now that she caved and went Devontae Smith. No, I'm kidding. Devontae Smith, not bad. Now I'm back on the clock, and I know what I'm going to do here. Even though there's still value at wide receiver, I have McLaurin, Robinson, and Woods, so I don't need a wide receiver there. It would be nice to have another one just to play with, but really it's a 2 wide receiver league with a flex, so I don't really need to stack that many wide receivers this early. What I do need, though, is a good QB, and for some reason, in every draft, he's falling this late, and I love it because, in my opinion, he's, if not the best, the second best quarterback in the NFL right now. Aaron Rodgers, 7th round. He's there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going Aaron Rodgers.
After Aaron Rodgers went Odell Beckham and Michael Carter. See, that is why I was going to jump and get Michael Carter. All right.
Yeah, but
that ended that 7th round.
Yeah, but if I don't pick up Sermon, you have a shot at him now.
You're going to pick up Sermon?
I might now, just because you hit me for it. But, so to open up the 8th round, Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster, and now I'm back on the clock. The only position I'm looking weak at right now, I believe, is tight end. But I'm not one to ever bank on going 2 tight ends in any draft, just because it's a position you could pick up later after the draft and be fine. So I'm looking at...
Is that a dig against me because I like to pick up 2 tight ends?
It's a dig against anybody in general that drafts 2 tight ends. So yeah, I guess you do fall into that category though.
Whatever.
But okay, so wide receiver, running back, I'm looking at value here. Still, wide receiver is the one with more value right now. This is a good time to look back at your buys, you know, when you're going into the 8th round. You know, I'm looking pretty good. I got 13, 9, 11, 10, 9, 7, 13. I mean, a couple 13s, couple 9s in there. And it's gonna vary. You're gonna have players with the same bye weeks. The biggest thing is you don't want to have every player with the same bye week. You know, if you have 2, it's okay, just as long as you have a sub for them later on in the season. So Chase Claypool's dealing with a minor injury, and I'm gonna bank on it always been a fan of Chase Claypool. Predicted it before the NFL. So Chase Claypool is going to be my pick. He was the next value on the clock. So I have a few bye week 7s here, but not a big deal. Now, Amanda's up next.
So I guess I'll just pick Damien Harris because, Lord, I don't know. These running backs right here.
It is a bad area, but at least Damien Harris is the running back one for the Patriots as of right now.
Well, after me went Leonard Fournette, Chase Edmonds, Noah Fant, Michael Thomas, Jerry Jeudy, and DJ Shark.
Okay, so and this to open up the 9th round, Rojo, Ronald Jones went, Sermon went then, and Jalen Waddle, Deebo Samuel, Robbie Anderson, Laviska Shenault. And now we are back to Amanda.
Which stinks because I would have liked either Robbie Anderson or Shenault. So
yeah, not happening.
I want a wide receiver here, and I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a jump here just because I don't love it's Landry, Brandon Cooks, Boyd. I'm kind of teetering on Boyd, but I think I'm gonna jump a little bit and get Will Fuller here.
I'm back on the clock. Looking for value again. We have James Conner at running back, Melvin Gordon, Kenyon Drake, David Johnson, Zach Moss, AJ Dillon. I mean, Melvin Gordon is tempting, but there's a reason they picked up Javonte Williams. So, and who's there? Oh, Mike Boone they have from the Vikings. There's a reason that, they always had kind of a 3-headed monster there. Even Royce Freeman's still there, I believe. But I just feel like Melvin Gordon is not going to play a full season for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I just feel like those other guys are going to be playing and contributing more in the backfield. So I don't want to bank on him here. James Conner worries me, even though I liked him in Pittsburgh. For some reason, him and Chase Edmonds there it seems like it's going to clash more than it's going to work. This is definitely the worst part in the draft, though. Like, 9th round, you're really just picking, like, slim pickings. So I'm probably going to bank on some running back potential here. I think he might surpass Singletary this season and be the RB1. So I'm going to reach down a little bit, like 4 picks down, and get Zach Moss.
Wow, Tom Brady going right now. And Jarvis Landry ends our 9th round.
To open up the 10th round, went James Conner, Dallas Goedert, and we are back to my pick. Keep in mind, we have 6 picks left in the draft. At least 8 of the 10 teams do. So far, my team is looking like Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Rodgers, Chase Claypool, Zach Moss. And with my pick in the 10th round, I'm going to go totally biased here in the 10th round. I'm going to reach down a little bit in the board, just because there's no running backs. Even if I was to reach at a running back right now, it'd be like a Pollard or Jamal Williams, and they're so far down, I'm going to be able to get them in the next few rounds, most likely. But I just don't like any of these wide receivers that I'm looking at the top here. Cooks, Boyd, Antonio Brown, Pittman, Marquise Brown. So I'm going to go Corey Davis here, just because he's looked great in the preseason so far, and I got to bank on that potential.
All right, this is what my team is looking like, even though literally everyone has a 7th bye week. So not recommended. I got Ezekiel Elliott, Stephon Diggs, J.K. Dobbins, Kyle Pitts, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Herbert, Devontae Smith, Damian Harris, and Will Fuller. Looking at running backs, it's just, I'm going to go with, hold on, sorry, I had to look at his bye. I'm going to go with Kenyon Drake here and just cross my fingers. So right after me, that was Melvin Gordon, Trevor Lawrence, Brandon Cooks, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, and Mike Gesicki ended the 10th round.
Opening up the 11th round, Matt Stafford, Ryan Tannehill, Tyler Boyd, Joe Burrow, Bobby Tunyon, Robert Tunyon, Logan Thomas.
Just all QBs and tight ends.
Yeah, pretty much. That's crazy. And Amanda's back on the board in the 11th round. Now you're really digging.
I know. All right. You know what? Why not? Let's go for a real real reach here.
Who's your reach?
I'm really reaching just because you reached for Corey Davis, and I will now reach for Elijah Moore.
That's a big reach, though.
I said it was a reach.
Yeah, but that's like a that's like a reach. All right. So left on the board for me here, David Johnson at running back, AJ Dillon, Devin Singletary, Naheem Hines, Gus Edwards. They're the running backs. Not looking good for any of them. Don't really want any of them. Michael Pittman, Marquise Brown, Mike Williams, Michael Gallup, Curtis Samuel are there for me at wide receiver. I might take a shot at Gallup here, even though I have quite a few 7s. I'm going to go with Michael Gallup here in the 11th round.
Tyler Higbee went up next with David Johnson ending the 11th round.
Opening up the 12th round, Jalen Hurts. I'm actually surprised he fell this far. Michael Pittman. And now I'm on the board with 4 picks left in this draft, getting towards that defense pick. But I feel like there's still more value. There's a little bit more value here that I can't pass up between Curtis Samuel, Darnell Mooney, Marquise Brown. I mean, really, those are the wide receivers I'm looking at here. Otherwise, running backs, I'm looking at Tony Pollard, Phillip Lindsay, Jamal Williams. And I'm going to bank on Curtis Samuel with my 12th round pick.
I will say, if Tyler Higbee was still there for me, I would have probably snatched him up just to have him. But
so 2 tight ends?
I would have. But these tight ends, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. So why would you pick 2?
They're really worth picking. What? Boy,
you don't know, so why would you pick 2?
I don't know what I was saying. He probably won't be much unless if something happens to Jones, but I'll pick up AJ Dillon. Although he's been good in preseason, but I don't know if he'll get much action. Tampa Bay Buccaneers went next, and then Marquise Brown, Justin Tucker, Mike Williams, Devin Singletary, and Los Angeles Rams ends the 12th round.
Opening up the 13th round was kicker Tyler Bass, Young Hoku, tight end Irv Smith, the Washington football team as a defense. That was the one I wanted. I should have picked them last pick. I just don't know if I would have rather had their defense over Curtis Samuel. I feel like Curtis Samuel was a good pick there. But after Washington went Baltimore Ravens, then kicker Harrison Butker. Amanda's back on the clock. But this goes to show that in the 12th round, you're probably safe to pick a defense or kicker this year. I mean, it's happened every mock so far. I've seen defenses and kickers go so earlier than usual.
So for defenses, we have the Steelers, the Browns, the 49ers.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, this has turned into the Perry Show.
The Perry Podcast is available. I'll pick the 49ers defense.
Pretty mad that you did that, but okay. Since defenses are going heavy right now, I'm going to have to follow suit. And I'm going to bank on the Broncos defense because they do have one of the best cornerback cores in the NFL right now. And I believe that their defense is going to put up some big numbers this year.
Deshaun Watson getting on the board after that. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers ends the 13th round.
Kicker Jason Sanders opens up the 14th round. Then the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, this is a kicker pick here. I am not going for my
twin
doppelganger. There you go, Blankenship. Doppelganger. That was the word I was looking for. But I do like suck up there for Tampa Bay. They're going to be a high scoring team. Mason Crosby is also interesting there too, though. It's a kicker, so who really cares? But I think I'm going to go with my gut and go Mason Crosby, actually. Now, if you didn't already know, kickers are actually a big deal to Amanda. So she does go kicker here. There's going to be a lot of thought and a lot of logic in this pick.
Actually, there's not.
Okay. So is it a kicker or no?
It is a kicker. And it is Blankenship because I want your little doppelganger on my team.
You know what? If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see right now. Do me and Rodrigo Blankenship look alike or not?
An overwhelming yes. No. Darnell Mooney went next. Naheem Hines, Henry Ruggs, Colts defense, Cole Hardman, and Gus Edwards ends the 14th round.
To open up the final round, wide receiver Rashad Bateman is there. Buffalo Bills defense, Ryan Suckup, Jonnu Smith, Jason Myers, Baker Mayfield, and Amanda is back on the clock to make her final pick.
Well, because I do have Zeke, I shall pick up Pollard here.
All right, and with my final pick here, I'm kind of going for a long shot, hoping that it pans out for me. But Jamal Williams is looking to start week 1 if DeAndre Swift doesn't play. So that's a good value right there for a final pick. Jamal Williams. Close it out went Matt Prater and Evan Ingram. So my team in this mock draft was Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Rodgers, Chase Claypool, Zach Moss, Corey Davis, Michael Gallup, Curtis Samuel, Denver Broncos defense, Mason Crosby, Jamal Williams.
I ended with Ezekiel Elliott, Stephon Diggs, J.K. Dobbins, Kyle Pitts, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Herbert, Devontae Smith, Damien Harris, Will Fuller, Kenyon Drake, Elijah Moore, A.J. Dillon, 49ers defense, Blankenship kicker, and Tony Pollard.
And that is the 10-team PPR mock draft that we promised you. We have our real drafts coming up next week, which we will post the episode following that to let you know how we did. If you have any questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to hit us up.
At FanFootball411 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
YouTube, you could find us, Fantasy Football 411 Podcast. Hit us up, ask us any questions. We'll give you our best shot. Otherwise, we will talk to you after our draft.
And good luck with your drafts.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck with your drafts. Hope we taught you something here. And don't forget to follow us wherever you can. Subscribe on YouTube. We appreciate all the support.
So let's wrap. We'll see you next time.